Right, I think we're live. Yeah, I think we are. Going by what's on my tablet there. Right, let's just switch windows. Right, let's know if that audio is too loud, anyone who's watching. The in-game audio, that is. Just give it a minute and we'll get going. Right, okay, right, there's nothing in the chat, so I'm assuming the audio levels are alright. If you're struggling to hear me, that's because Windows has pissed about with my microphone recording level as usual. So please let us know. Right, so we are back with some Seafarer, the ship sim. Now this has been out a couple of weeks. It is early access, and I mean, I don't mean Star Citizen levels of early access. I mean early access with a release date of next year. So we've got some features, well, quite a few features, but obviously there's a lot that aren't here yet. So we're going to have a game. I mean, I've played it for an hour on a practice game for an hour or two, just to get my head around it. See what it's all about, make sure my PC could run it, because apparently it's quite demanding. It does just about, but we'll see, with OBS running in the background. But yeah, we'll have a go. We'll start from scratch, and we'll see how much we can progress in a couple of hours, and we'll see what's missing, what bugs there are, what's good, and yeah, so there we go. So without any further ado, let's get going. Right, so we are going to do single player. Multiplayer is not available yet. It's obviously as we're in early access. So here's my profile. Okay, so that's my avatar. I didn't want to flume sea bloody park. Okay, so I had the option between that and a seal, so I've gone for the seal all round. Okay, and I'm the seal buddy. Okay, and there's me. See, look, it's, you know, it's like looking in a mirror. And yeah, you can do a bit of customization, not a huge amount. I mean, my hair's probably more that colour, but it doesn't really matter, as I've got a hat on. Okay, and obviously the old goggles are on as well. There's not a lot of huge manipulation of the face and everything. You can spend hours doing that, couldn't you? Right, and then here's my outfit. T-shirt. I've got some blue, look like tracksuit bottoms on. I could have put some jeans on, but no, I'll do that. I'll ruin a nice pair of jeans with a load of salt water and all that. Okay, right. So that's character customization. There's me. I'm a level 1. Okay. You see, yeah, early access. Okay, there was a hotfix the other day and introduced DLSS, so hopefully the frame rate will be a bit better this time. Right, let's crack into single player. And we've got normal or normal. Let's see how we do. Let us know if the background audio is too loud or my mic's too low. I can fix that quite quickly. Right. Now, I believe this cinematic is rendered using the engine. So if you want to watch, there we go. That's the sort of thing we will start with. A small cargo ship. And obviously that isn't particularly small. That's absolutely friggin' huge, isn't it? Right, Let us know in the comments if you want me to skip the cinematic. No, I mean, it's quite good. It's all rendered in the Unreal 5 engine, I believe. The bird sort of goes everywhere. The only thing it doesn't do is shit all over my car like the birds around here do. I had to park under a tree for a few days and it didn't rain at all, and after a few days it looked like a pigeon's underpants, and this pigeon has bowel cancer. It's unbelievable. There's an orca. The save file of this game's under a folder called Orca, so I don't know if that was a name, that was a previous name before they changed it to Seafarer. Who knows?
Hey, I'm over here.
Here we go.
This way.
Right, there's my little mate Teddy. Move the camera. Yeah. Walk around.
There's the legend. Come over here.
Can you listen to him? Already cringing. Go and talk to Teddy, right? Let's go and talk to him.
It's been so long.
And he's a ventriloquist. He doesn't move his lips.
Need your help. There's so much to do on this ship. I can't handle it all by myself. But can you still do all this stuff? Come on, I've got a little test for you.
What a mate. Yeah, prove you can still work on a ship.
If you're ever unsure what to do, just check the task list. There's always something that needs doing. You won't run out of work.
Okay, that's the mission board equivalent. Okay, there we go. So get the basics of ship control and then harbour manoeuvres. Right. So I'm just having a look on the chat.
All right, let's start with a short cruise. Head to the bridge and make yourself comfortable.
Okay, right. The FPS does not seem too bad on here. I haven't got the graphics set to ultra. They're on high as recommended, because I've only got a 3080. I haven't got a 5090 Ti. Right, let's get up the old bridge. This is a tugboat by the looks of it. Yeah, it's got to be. There's a big winch there. Okay, I'll shut the door. Okay, take the steering. Here we go.
Feels great to be back at the helm again, right? On your left, you can raise the anchor, and off we go.
On the left. Okay, signal lights. Where's the bleeding anchor on this thing? Oh, on my left. Yeah. Okay, up she comes. Only a 3080. I don't know. Game us all with that, I know.
You do remember that tugboats have 360-degree rotatable
yeah,
right?
life's one big struggle.
Here.
But apparently when this came out, people with even the latest 5000 series were getting 25 to 30 FPS. Right, so what he said, okay. It doesn't have a reverse, the engines spin 360 degrees, right, okay. Yeah, there they are there. I don't know if you can see my mouse moving at all. Yep, you can. Right, okay, so where have we got to go?
Let's take this beauty for a spin.
Right, let's take this beauty for a spin. Right, okay, so there we go. Let's crank her up. And there we go. Left and right is that. Let's just reset that. Right. Yeah, you can't just aim it somewhere and that is where you go. You've got to always correct yourself, otherwise you will the currents and everything will sort of change your direction a little bit. See, I'm just gonna have to straighten up there.
Look at this mess. A powerful storm swept through here last week. It tore up docks, boats, everything. Wood as far as the eye can see.
That storm has kicked the shit out of it all around there. We can press C like that, and we can look round this way.
Now to port. Let's check out all the debris.
Yes, let's check out the debris. Oh, I've delayed the next TSC vid for this, so I'm expecting a masterpiece game played flawlessly. Fucking hell. You've seen my other vids. Have I ever played any game flawlessly? I don't think so. If I did, I'd be the most boring streamer in the world.
And cleanup still hasn't finished. Better go slow and keep your distance.
Okay.
I don't want anything getting stuck in my propellers.
Slow down. I'm not going to run over anything. Teddy, or whatever his name is. Oh, we've got to get around there. Well, still quite. Let's see if we can do a sharp turn.
A bunch of seals have already made themselves at home here.
Have they
That one
really?
up front kind of looks like you.
Ugh, cheeky fucker. Well, I can't see these seals anywhere. Oh, I've oversteered that a bit. Let's just correct that. But I don't know what seals he's talking about. Can't see any there. And I'm supposed to be a seal lover in this, according to my profile. We both know who the most boring streamer in the world Crown is. Yeah, I'm gonna stay silent in public on this, on that at the moment. Mr. L. Right, where are these seals that he keeps going on about?
Slow down. Watch out for that
Oh,
catamaran
I'm only
ahead.
going half speed. He's worried about his precious little bloody tugboat. Right, there we go. We've navigated around the tugboat. The catamaran. Oop, I thought I had. Yeah, look, I'm nowhere near it.
All right, good.
Right, there's our next spot over here. Right, let's speed up a bit. Yeah, it's quite easy once you work out that when you move the engine or the steering,
I hope
the
the seals
engine,
don't get too used to their artificial sandbar.
it
Hope you find a
stays where it
better
is,
sunbed,
and you
my
just
furry
press
friends.
Q to straighten up. Right, I just did there.
Man, that weather's not looking good. You better head back to port before it gets worse.
It's all right to me. We'll get this tutorial done, and then hopefully we can crack on with some actual missions. Is that a hot air balloon up there? Yeah, looks like it. The nice late 80s synth music in the background. Sounds like the sad, thoughtful, profound, upsetting moment in a Jean-Claude Van Damme film after his mate gets killed. Right. Where have we got a dock? Now, docking is quite fun in this. Welcome to Mettington.
A lot has changed in Meddington since you left. But you know what hasn't changed? The fish sandwiches, of course. Still the best, right here.
Where have I got to go?
Please respond. This is Captain Hansen speaking.
Let's just stop
I
for a
see you're
minute.
trailing us with the tugboat. Can you push us up to the dock real quick? They forgot about us, and otherwise we'd have to wait 2 hours.
Oh dear.
Problem, Captain. We've got your back.
Oh dear. Tugboat's forgotten and just left him
Didn't see
stranded.
that coming, but I'm not complaining. Hansen's a good one.
Right, okay. So let's head over there. So when you play space games that I play, you know, No Man's Sky, X4 and occasionally Elite Dangerous, yes, this can seem a little bit on the slow side, but it's slow because that's most ships like this aren't built for speed, are they? But we'll get up to here, and I think we got to shove him, nudge him. But yeah, it's pissing down with rain now. Since you're at the helm of the thing, I assume you're the captain. Well, yeah, this is his boat.
They're monitoring the traffic.
And he's
With this visibility, we should probably turn on the lights.
Let's turn the lights
just
on.
to be safe.
That one and that one. Yeah, he wants me to go at the helm and prove that I can still pilot a ship in the context of this game, because I've been away and he's an old colleague or shipmate of mine. So yeah, this is his boat. I don't have one at the moment. Right, let's just straighten up a little bit. And we'll slow down as we approach. So we've got to give this ship here a nudge. Right, there we go. Let's give him a blast. You know me, I love me horns, as you know from Train Sim.
First, you've got to line up properly or it won't work. But
Right.
be careful.
Okay, let's line up. So I've got, oh right, okay, I've got to go nose first into his side. Ship, not boat. I'm used to Royal Navy terms rather than merchant. Well, this is it's a tugboat. So, yeah, I mean, we will be on a ship. Right, I think we're lined up all right. Let's just drop the speed a little bit more. Let's have a look.
Now give it all you've got.
Okay. Hold K to align your vessel. There we go. Yeah, you can do that when you dock. Right, okay, so I'm all aligned up. So let's give it some throttle. Bosh. Are we moving? Push the vessel into the marked area. Right, okay. Don't appear to be moving. I can see the marked area behind. See those green stripes there? Move round a bit. It is longing up. I think he is moving. There we go. I've done tugboat stuff in this in my other game, and yeah, you're actually towing things. You're not just shoving them with the front of your boat like this.
Thanks, folks. I owe you one.
Right, there we go.
Ah, damn. I I totally forgot about the test. You know what? There's no way you would have failed anyway. Head back to the dock and let's grab some fish sandwiches to celebrate.
Okay, right, let's reverse.
That container ship's a real beauty, huh?
Right.
Maybe one day you'll get to tow it. Or better yet, steer it.
So, there we go. Let's give it full reverse so I don't knock into that ship. Now we can turn around like this. And we can head back round and dock. And this should be... Sounds like the engines are barely turning. Yeah, it's these tugboats. They don't... they're not built for speed, really. Right, so I've got to go around this pier here. Yeah, look, I'm full throttle. I'd say the visuals are good in this. I mean, look at the texture of the sea. It's pretty decent. But we're quite spoiled. We don't expect anything less with Unreal Engine 5, do we? Really? And the FPS isn't too bad, considering OBS is running. Do a slight correction here. Yeah, this tugboat is not exactly fast. You can get a rib, and you can do some like Coast Guard-y sort of stuff as well. So you can have a like collection of fleet, well, a fleet of ships and boats, and they can all do different things. So you can have a freighter, you can have a tugboat, you can have a rib. I'm not sure if you can have a fishing boat. I didn't play it for all that long. Right, let's look at a dock. Right, we're just going to go around here. Then we should be docking right there. I can't bring the map or anything up yet because it's not been in the tutorial. Yeah, this is a pissant little tugboat. It's only used for towing things in and out of the harbour, so yeah, there's no decent speed in this. But it's quite manoeuvrable, I'll give it that. There we go, not got far to go. There's no bow thrusters on this, so you can't go sideways. So I'll have to sort of drive in alongside and then use that option where you press K once you're inside the docking area, and then that'll dock you. I'll show you what I mean.
There's our dock up ahead. Don't mess this up at the last moment.
Oh.
I'm starving.
I'll chuck his fucking fish sandwiches in the sea in a minute. Right, so I'm driving in from here. And I'll turn in. Oh, okay. Turn in like that. Now when my arrow is inside that square, that means I can hold K to dock. So I'm nearly in it. There we go.
All right, good job. Why don't you come down here to the railing with me?
Oh, There's an invitation you can't refuse. Ooh, FPS stuttered a bit there. Right, he's on the railing, is he? Right, let's watch him talk without moving his lips.
But before we take a break, I want to show you the awesome stuff your tablet can do. Pull it out and I'll walk you through it.
Okay, yeah, the tablet. So this is like in Elite Dangerous. When you get to the station, you have the station menu. This is pretty much the same. Okay, so these are our missions. Okay, the ones that are active, these ones are available. Okay, this is our fleet. See, we're only on this one at the moment, so these are all the ones we can buy, and there's more. That's the one you get, I think, Herbert. It's a small freighter, and you can fix everything there, your hull, your fuel, your durability, these resources you need, because you will find that when you're driving along, your engine can suddenly malfunction. You sort of top the oil, change the air filter, top the coolant up, and then you can level up these pieces of equipment as well once you have enough money and XP. This is me. Next level unlocks nothing, just some money.
That's it. If you want to work with the other factions, just reach out to them.
Okay.
They've always got something going on.
There's only two factions I've encountered. There's the Tide Guard, which is like the Coast Guard, and then you've got the Present Port Logistics, which is the freight faction. Oh, dry mouth. Right. So, what should we do? Should we do some freight work? We can play the tutorial or just choose a starter vessel. Let's do the tutorial. I think we'll get XP for that. So this will be, yeah, cargo runs.
Hello. The voice on your radio is that of me, Adriana Ruiz, your primary contact at Crescent Port Logistics.
Oh, she gets some right old attitude.
Usually, I'm responsible for our contractual partners and handle communications with the captains. But if you didn't already know that, you wouldn't be here today to complete your training. The first step on the long road of your cargo career.
Okay.
But in the end, the really big boat will be waiting for you. I can promise you that.
Okay. Right, so, yeah, we transport goods from A to B, shipping containers, and guide the larger ships into the ports with our tugboats, which I don't own, but Teddy does. Along with the different types of standard containers, we also handle bulk and break bulk cargoes, as well as liquefied gas transportation, all of which have to arrive punctually within their delivery window.
From
Right.
your registration documents, I can see this is more of a refresher course than a training course for you. Let's see if that's really the case. If you've been listening to me this far, you at least know how to operate a radio.
Yes. Right, so, place the containers on the ship, take the steering. Right, okay, so the steering is here. Hold K to dock. Okay. Right, okay, so it looks like I've got to, I don't remember this, I've got to use the crane and place the containers on the ship. So I go to the container crane where I'm docked, and I should see a lorry somewhere with a container on it. But I don't. At the moment. Don't see any lorry at all. So yeah, that's interesting. Voice on the radio is that of me, who wrote that script. Right, let's come out of this. Just said to take the steering. This is very different to the tutorial I've done, but there's been an update since then. No, there was nothing there waiting for us. I hope this isn't bugged. So I've taken the steering. I've undocked with K. Oh, K is here. Interesting. Right, okay, so let's bring up my tablet. Let's cancel that. And we'll just crack on and do one, shall we? Right. Evening, chaps. Is this a new release? Game engine looks good. Yeah, it's been out a couple of weeks. Right. We're going to go... We're going to skip that tutorial. We'll choose our starter vessel. Right, there's no stopping you now. Here we go. So it says I've completed the training course. Right, he wants us to help him with the job. Mull it over. I'll be waiting for your decision. Right, okay, so... That's got to be this one here. So I'm going to help him deliver some stuff. Yeah, this is Seafarer. It's, yeah, a couple of weeks old. It's still only early access at the moment. But, yeah, it's due for release next year. But hopefully they'll add all the proper features by then. Well, you'd like to think so. Sadly, in this day and age, that doesn't, that isn't necessarily the criteria for releasing a game.
I'm so glad we're doing this together. The start of our, my company wouldn't be the same without you as captain. For the time being, we are working together with Crescent Port Logistics as a service provider. But in the long term, I want to operate completely independently, of course.
Okay.
The order today is an important delivery to Crescent Port, directly in front of their headquarters. A baptism of fire, so to speak. I bet they want to check our work in person. They have a new CEO, Reuben Brooks, who got in touch with us personally and even provided us with a crew to make sure everything runs smoothly. Cool, right? The ferry has already been loaded in record time.
Right,
All you have to do is get behind the wheel and
all we've got to
settle.
do is steer the thing. Okay, right. Sail to Crescent Port. Now, which... That's not it, is it? No. Crescent Port is quite far. It's there. Now, word of warning. When we're this low in the XP, we can't do the fast travel. Fast travel is where you can just plot your waypoints and it will go there. We've got to go there manually and it will take us quite a while in this freighter. So, let's get going anyway. So... Okay, so it looks like we are undocked. What's this state with the anchor? Where is the anchor? There, anchor's up. So yeah, I think we can just slam on the old throttle. And then we're going to head over that way. So, looking forward to the 2026 release with improved dialogue and voice acting. Yes! Yeah, and it'd be nice if the NPCs could actually move their lips when they're talking. I mean, they managed it with a bloody Thunderbird puppets. And that was in 1965. And the voice acting was probably better in Thunderbirds. Yeah, yes, Mr. Tracy. Going as fast as I can, milady. See, that's not far from the truth. I'm going as fast as I can, which ain't particularly swift in this. But yeah, fast travel is not an option for us until we get to level 3. But I think this game doesn't make us travel that whole distance. Because it'd take us about half an hour. It's 13 nautical miles, and I don't know quite what our speed is in knots, but yeah, we're not going that fast at all. Thunderbirds was, I can't see. Is it Masterpiece? Yeah, there's the bloody heart emoji in the way. Yes, it was. I absolutely loved Thunderbirds. I didn't mind Terrorhawks either. I haven't seen much of Captain Scarlet and Joe 90, although I've got them available on my ITV player. Well, I've got to be careful. Right, this is the small freighter we're in. We end up getting one of these for ourselves. So we can haul quite a bit. I mean, yeah, it's not huge.
I see you're leaving Mettington and heading out. We expect you in Crescentport before nightfall, so the cargo can be transferred on schedule.
Yes, we're going to hit a snag though on our way there, which is part of the tutorial. It's nothing we're doing wrong. Joe 90, the other one whose name I cannot recall, Captain Scarlet. Oh yeah, yeah, and the Mysterons, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean Thunderbirds was the old. I think it was the cleverest one. Were they're international rescue, aren't they? And I'll tell you what, a lot of things they did in that first season were later made into like 70s disaster films, like the Towering Inferno. Obviously 8 years before they did a Thunderbirds episode exactly like that, with a massive new skyscraper on fire. And they used miniatures in Towering Inferno as well. There was another one, I think there's one called Operation Crash Dive, I think, where somebody was sabotaging that supersonic aircraft and it was going off course and all that, and they did something similar in one of the airport films, not the original, but the Airport 75, I think, where the saboteurs had sneaked on board and were fucking around with the plane and then parachuting out. But yeah, so that was 10 years later. It was a major disaster film based exactly on what happened there. So it's happened twice. Right, so we've got 12.3 nautical miles. Episode 1, that was the one where the Hood put a bomb in the landing gear with the Fire Flash Supersonic. This one was like 4th or 5th one. It's called Operation Crash Dive. And they actually, one ended up on the bottom of the sea, and Gordon had to laser it. Oh, there we go, look. Engine's defective. Right, it prevents further travel.
Can you take a look at it?
I shall. Okay, so let's just power down the engines for a sec and get up. Right, now, the way to the engine room is not that way. I think it's this way. Ah, yes, it's down here. Okay. Now, this is my least favourite aspect of the game. We have to do all this maintenance, so that's why the first things I do is hire an engineer. So yeah, it's got an indicator of what's wrong, and there's 2 engines on this thing. So we can see everything's red. We can go on here. And we can see there's some issues on here, and that one as well. That's well overheated, so that's got to be coolant on that engine. So, see these points here? These are points on the engine that we have to do for the maintenance. So we can check the oil. And we can, what's this one? Is check the air filter. And that's where the issue is. So, we go here and change the air filter. So you can see on the left, we've already got some green.
Tear must have gotten pretty bad over the last few years.
Yeah, well, yeah. Preventative maintenance. So let's put some oil in. We just stop at the green. And looks like we've got something else, have we? Maybe not. That looks like the air filter there, but okay, well let's go check the other one. Both engines are in need of some TLC by the looks of it. That's coolant. Oh, missed it.
Looks like everything's working again.
There we go. So yeah, I can't be arsed with all that. So you just buy lots of air filters and coolant and oil and hire an engineer, and he'll keep it going. Yeah, I'm getting those two mixed up. Yeah, well, you can be forgiven for that because in the UK they released Thunderbirds to the Rescue on VHS, which was episode 1 and that episode spliced together to make it into sort of one long feature film length. Let's shut these doors. I read somewhere you've got to keep the doors shut. Right, let's back to Crescentport. Right, so yeah, that's my least favourite part of the game, doing all that engine maintenance. I mean, for some people might like that, but I like to hire a crew member who will look after all that for me. So all I do is go stop and go left and right. So there we go, look at that lovely black smoke coming from that. That's a well-maintained engine. Well, look, we've made a little bit of progress. Look, is it Messington or whatever it's called? It's getting further into the distance. Stingray was another one. Yes, that was before Thunderbirds, wasn't it, Stingray? As we're getting more out into open water, it's harder to sort of keep the thing aligned. Loading, unloading freight's quite fun. Hopefully we'll get to do that in a bit. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion we get to either 10 nautical miles away or 11. And we have a cut scene and we end up a lot nearer, which would be very handy. And hopefully we can get enough XP. Troy Tempest was based on James Garner. Here's a question for you. In Thunderbirds, who was Scott Tracy, pilot of Thunderbird 1? And always the first one on the scene. Who was he modelled after? Obviously not the voice, but his actual appearance. While you're trying to work that one out or remember it, ever remember that they made a public safety advert and it featured Parker drink driving, and he I don't know if I can't remember now if he crashed the Rolls Royce or he got pulled over by the police, but yeah, it was an anti-drink driving advert, and I think they cut his puppet strings or something. I can't remember now. I'll have to see if that's on YouTube. I only had a couple of halves, milady. Yeah, see how we're hardly making any inroads into this distance here. Let's have a look on the map. See that we've only got here. That's why this fast travels when you're doing freight runs is a bit handy. Right, looks like we've got this island coming up. I think it's apocryphal, so I could be wrong. Oh well, no, he was actually based on Sean Connery. Yeah, looks nothing like him. How Sean Connery looked in the early Bond films, but apparently that was who he was modelled after. James Bind. That's close. Oh, but I read it was young Sean Connery. Yeah, yeah, no, I seen you there. Yeah, so I'm about 12 seconds ahead of you. James Blind. Yeah. Lady Penelope wasn't based on anyone in particular, but the more Sylvia Anderson sort of contributed to her look and sound, they pretty much based it on her anyway, didn't they? And she pretty much wrote all the dialogue for the character. Not to be confused with it. James Bond. Yeah, James Bind is, yeah. He often gets confused with James Bond. Right, 11.1. Let's hope we
It's great to have you on board.
we get a
It just wouldn't be the
cutscene
same
in a
without
minute.
you. When I decided to start my business, I first had to think about what exactly I wanted to do. But it wasn't that much effort after all. Reuben Brooks only replaced the old CEO of Crescentport Logistics a few months ago. He had realized himself that he was getting too old for the job and probably wanted to spend more time with his family. I bet he's vacationing on a real big yacht somewhere.
Of course he is. He was a CEO of a big company. Another Bond connection. Shane Rimmer appeared in at least a couple of Bonds. He was in about 3 or 4. In Live and Let Die, he was an overdubbed voice of someone right at the beginning. The bloke who got stabbed at the funeral procession in New Orleans. This is like, who's the funeral for? The bloke says you, and then stabs him. But yeah, he was often a voice of like the Navy or Missile Command or something like that. In a sort of very sort of military commander style voice, didn't he? And in Dr. No, I think, was it that or You Only Live Twice? One of them, Kato from the Inspector Clouseau films appears in that. He might have appeared in both, actually. Burt Kwok has a small role in one of them or both of them. Right, I think it's going to be 10 nautical miles away until we get our cutscene. His biggest role was in The Spy Who Loved Me. Moore, yeah, that is one of Moore's best, yeah. Agree on that. I can't remember who he was in there. Was he on one of the submarines? I worked on the top floor of Riverwalk House, which overlooked the Thames, and we could see him filming a scene from The World Is Not Enough. Ah. What was the one where he was speedboating up and down the Thames? That's one of the newish ones, wasn't it? I had to walk across, God, back in 2016, 2017. I used to walk from Vauxhall to work in Hallsferry Road across Lambeth Bridge, actually, and one day it was totally blocked off for filming, and it was filming a Jackie Chan film called The Foreigner that was based in London and had Piers Brosnan in it, funnily enough. And yeah, the road was blocked off because they were blowing up a London bus and filming it. US Naval Sub Captain, yep. Favourite Bond villain? Red Grant. Oh, Robert Shaw. Yeah, he was good. He kept saying, "Oh, okay, old man." Who's my favourite Bond villain? I obviously like Donald Pleasance's interpretation of Blofeld. That was pretty good. Hated the Telly Savalas version. Goldfinger's pretty good. He comes across as a bit of a buffoon, especially when he's near the beginning, when Bond cons him into losing at cards that he was cheating at anyway. The Spy Who Loved Me, what's his name? I can't remember the character's name. It was Kurt Jurgens played him, didn't he? And I thought he was good. My last job was in Hallsferry Road, Great Minister House, left 2 years ago, yeah. They demolished the building I was at. I was in Ergen House. And it was opposite the big old Burberry office. Oh, my engines are gone again. Jesus Christ.
Again? Well, you know what to do.
He doesn't give a shit, does he? Yeah, I'll do all the engine maintenance. I'll steer the boat, stick a broom up my arse, I'll sweep the fucking floor. Right. Okay, I left all these doors open. You just sit there leaning on the rails, Teddy. Stromberg, yep. That's the fucker. With his webbed hands. Okay, right. Let's check the oil. Fill the oil. So, yeah, low on oil. Oh, we're full up there. Air filter's done. Anything else on here? Let's go to the other one. That needs oil as well. Christ. Do need an engineer. The oil seals are going in this if it's bleeding oil all the time. something else needs doing and I can't find it. It's not that. Let's do our usual thing and check in the room. That's fine. We haven't had to top any coolant up, have we? It's normally here, but it's not letting me do it. Let's go and check in here. Mayday. Yes, Grace Jones, yeah? Check oil. Come on. Let's find out what we're going to do. I remember having this last time, which is why I couldn't find what to check. Can't check anymore here. No. Got to be something over here. Ah. That's the one. Sure it didn't light up for us when we were here earlier. Right, that's the coolant checked. So why is it saying we need a air filter? So we need to change the air filter on this, which is here, isn't it? Okay, it's not letting us change it. We do it here, don't we? See what I mean? It's a bit crap, this bit. Can't even check the coolant on this. Check oil. Fill oil. See? Fucking frustrating, isn't it? That looks good there. That looks good there. But we still got some red lights. Come on, I'm not going to let this beat me. That's saying it's all right. Well, I'm buggered if I know what to do. We've got a marker there, so let's go out and in again. So we'll see if there's anything else we can look at here. Filter change required. There we go, that's the fuel filter. Right, so now it should show us where to do it, shouldn't it? There it is. Right, there we go. So I need to... You can't change nothing until you've checked the instruments. Russell Harty knows... Oh, didn't he interview her? And he was quite disrespectful. He had his... I don't know. Yeah, somebody had their back to her. And she didn't like it. Which I don't blame her for, really. Right. Let's get underway. Okay, we're nowhere near where we're supposed to be going. We've sort of spun round a bit. Okay, well look. Back on course now. Almost. Right, and with a bit of luck, we will... There we go, here's the cutscene. Yeah, I think in View to a Kill, Mayday was needlessly sacrificed because, yeah, she ended up seeing the light, didn't she? Not being an evil henchman. He tried to humiliate Gert Frobe in an interview, and it backfired. Oh dear, yeah. Well, couldn't Gert Frobe not speak much English, if I remember right? And a lot of his lines were overdubbed. Okay, we're only 1.2 nautical miles away. So let's have a look on the map and see the way in. Okay, so we just go through. We just got to get to this point, and likely we will dock in one of these or there. These blue things are other ships we've got to watch out for. Oh, all of his lines in Goldfinger were dubbed. Yeah, I remember that. And that somebody had suggested, well, they even got close to bringing Gert Frobe back for another Bond film as his Goldfinger's twin brother. But yeah, that would never have worked, would it? It's ridiculous. That's Bobby Ewing in the shower levels of stupidity. Okay, so we've just got the last mile to go. We'll dock and then we'll unload the boxes or the containers. But yeah, once we unlock fast travel, we can, although we don't travel right into there and park up, we can fast travel to like about where the yellow marker is and then manoeuvre in, but you don't have to. Ask him about his past and if he'd been a Nazi trying to embarrass him. Oh yeah, well Harty obviously made himself look a dick. Let's have a little look around. We've got some binoculars. We can level them up. See, here? Obviously these ones are the low level. You can't zoom in with the scroll wheel. Let's check me lights are all on. Outer lights on. Inner lights and signal lights on. The horn, isn't it? That's the radio. We can only really contact SOS on this, so we don't really need to use that. There's the horn. Yeah, no, Mr. Bond, I Expect You to Die was dubbed. Oh, you didn't know about that? Oh, yeah. He was able to sort of mouth the right sort of shape of the words. He had such a thick accent. It was sort of, yeah, it wasn't really working out, so they dubbed him over. Right, okay, we are nearly here. Half a mile to go. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at this. All this unlocked stuff. Binoculars, all sorts of things. I haven't unlocked fast travel though. But yeah, we can now unlock crew. So the first thing I'm going to do is hire an engineer to piss about with coolant and fuck knows what else down there. Get his hands dirty. Engine's defective again. Yes, that's right.
Not again.
It does happen 3 times in this.
Macmillan, are you stranded or what's the holdup? You're still not in port and we've already been waiting longer than expected. boss wants to know where his shipment is.
We had 1 or 2 incidents, but it was our first trip. Things will improve in the future, I promise. But yes, we should be picked up here.
Oh, great.
This is holding up the whole operation here. It's not going to make a good impression on the boss.
She's
Sorry,
copped.
the
She's
mistake's
copped.
on us. I'll only have good things to say about you. I also know someone with a tugboat we can use. We'll manage it from here without too much extra cost.
Do you even have a helmsman on board?
The best!
This is all the mistakes on us. It's not us. I didn't. It's not my ship that was clapped out. Right, we're now on the tug, so we can actually tow this ship into port. He's a cheeky bastard, isn't he? Right, I need to reverse into that. Now, I found this difficult last time I did a tugboat mission. I can go forwards into it because I've got a winch at both ends of the tugboat, but it's a real shit reverse pulling it back. This is based on a simulated, or the country, or is it fictional? I don't know, I think this is fictional. Because we start getting some funny German names for ports as well. Yeah, I think it's completely fictional. Right, so let's just go to half speed. We'll get a bit closer, and then we'll do a 360. Oh, you can't look all the way around as you're doing it. No. Not quite turned round enough. Right, so let's... Oh, it's the other way I want, isn't it? I was here. Oh. Then I want to put it in full reverse. And I'll correct it as we go. That's it. A little bit of correction there. I think we're going to do it. Much rather be real locations. Yeah, fictional route DLCs. Yeah. I don't mind it. I mean, who knows? There may be mods or DLCs where you can do it in real places. I don't know. As I say, it's early doors at the moment. There we go, we're reversing straight. Navigate to the marked area and then go onto the... And then on deck, we request a throw rope. Then we've got to connect it to the tow line and then wind the tow line in to tighten it. Otherwise it'll break. Right, okay, so in we go. Right, so we've got to watch our arrow. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't mind real stuff, but you know, for now, I quite like the mechanics of it as it is. And I've gone out the wrong way because I'm a fucking idiot. Or have I? No, it is this way. Right, so we've got to ask him for a tow rope. we go. So pick that up. And we've got to attach it here. And then we've got to go back up to the cabin and tighten it up, and then we can tow him to where we need to go. Right, okay. That's here. Tighten the rope. This is a simulation the way ED is a simulation, really simple. Yeah, it is. At the moment, it is fairly simple. I mean, I'm only doing a few things in the... let's tow him. Where have we got to tow him? Over to there. Sorry, let's zoom in on the map. Right, okay, I've got to get rounded in there. Right, that's fine. Yeah, so yeah, this is the freight side of it. And the tugboat side of it. Yeah, it's not proper study level like flight simulator type of simulation. I mean, you never know. That at the moment we're playing a normal game. They may introduce some different modes. I mean, yeah, who knows? But I mean, what I find it quite relaxing, believe it or not. I mean, they haven't introduced Somalian pirates yet. So yeah, you just chill out playing it.
Seems a bit tense, but the CEO was actually very nice on the phone. Without him, we wouldn't have gotten this opportunity.
The dialogue's very cheesy. But yeah, it's a bit relaxing, I find. What is your area? There are North London Network and Goblin Line routes. The overground... The London Overground that's near me, I Clapham, and when I sometimes go to Stamford Bridge, I can go to Clapham and get the overgrounds across the water, and that will take me to the route, go all the way up to Milton Keynes. But the overground sort of circles round, and so it goes to Imperial Wharf, West Brompton. I'm trying to remember where else it goes. I think it carries right on Shepherd's Bush all that way. Willesden Junction. And then it sort of goes off east towards Highbury. Oh, I'm going the wrong way now. Let's there we go. Those are my requests. Liverpool Street to Enfield Town and Cheshunt. Yeah, I can't remember if you've got Liverpool Street. I know you haven't got Fenchurch Street. There is an overground one on Tracy-Well 4 that I'll look out for if it's on sale. It might even be the Goblin as well. I don't know, actually. I'll have a look. I'll get whatever's cheaper. Silver Street is 5 minutes walk from Adobe. Yeah, I don't know what they've renamed that part of the overground to. I haven't really been on it much. Because for me here, it's actually easy to get the tube to the embankment and then get the district line to West Brompton. I'm waiting at Clapham because it's every 15 minutes the overground trains there. Platform 1. I think we've got to go in there and round there. Now normally we wouldn't be, as part of a freight mission, we wouldn't be towing the boat with a tug. Normally we'd just be driving the thing straight into the dock. Oh, and neither of them are in the game, Cannon Street or Fenchurch. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning about that actually the other day. Well, we're going to be unloading some freight in a minute. Yeah, these tugboats are slow. It would have been quicker to fix the engine on that ship again, rather than getting this slow old tub to pull it through. Now the routes in game from Liverpool Street go north to Enfield and Chessington, so just straight to the... I can't see the last word because the bloody emoji's in the way. Yeah, it's a shame. I used to go from Liverpool Street to Norwich when I used to have to go there for 1 week a month to work on a Viva. I mean, look, yeah, the game may be very incomplete, but that is a stunning visual. That looks decent. The way the water is and everything. Great Eastern Main Line, is that? Yeah, where we stopped at... I think we stopped at a couple of stations in Essex. I know we stopped at Stratford, I think we might have even done. I can't remember now. God, this is back in 2017 and 2018. So I was working with the Edinburgh team then. So I used to have to go spend 1 week a month in Norwich and then 1 week a month in Edinburgh. Actually alternate. So 1 month I'd have a week in Norwich, the next month I'd have a week in Edinburgh. All by train, all on expenses. It's the first time they made me go to Edinburgh. They booked a flight for me and it took fucking longer than getting the train. Next stage of Silver Street is White Hart Lane. I'll be avoiding that. Seven Sisters, Tottenham Ale. Yeah. Oh, am I going in the right place here? Yes, I am. I'd like to drive some more underground trains on either of the train sims. I've got some of the Bakerloo line on Train Sim World. It works on 4. I got it when I had 2, so that's how long ago it was. That was quite fun. I think it was in one of my videos. I did the tube. I drove the tube to Waterloo. And the Class 450. Oh, what's going on? Is that my radio? Yeah, then the Class 50 from Waterloo to Portsmouth. Missed out the ferry, which I can now do on this. And then I did the Island line down from Ryde Pierhead to Shanklin. That was quite fun. And it was a mixture of all, yeah, 2 of my Train Sim games. So the Portsmouth, the Waterloo to Portsmouth was Train Sim Classic, using my Armstrong Powerhouse DLC. Right, we're nearly at 0.2 miles. We'll try and line the ship up so it's as close to the wall as possible. An underground TSC is part of the Metropolitan. Funny enough, I was on that yesterday, Wembley, because it's faster than the Jubilee line. Even though it runs parallel to it, it skips about 9 of the stations en route, like Neasden and all that lot. So yeah, get to Baker Street on the Bakerloo, switch to the Jubilee or the Met. The Met, if you get it, because it's much faster, and takes you to Wembley Park. Now this should be glowing green. Oh, here it is. It is finally. Right, let's slow down. Right, let's line ourselves up with it. Nice and close to the wall, and straighten up. Release the tow line. Please clear the marked motoring area. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gone. There we go, we're done.
There we go. We made it after all. Now the ship just needs to be unloaded and our mission will be complete.
Used to catch train from South Tottenham all the way to Southend Central. Not for years now. Yeah, I've only gone to Southend on the train from, yeah, Fenchurch Street. I think that also stopped at every blade of grass. Right, okay, right, we've got to unload this thing now. So we've got to unsecure all the containers. And there's these ones highlighted in red, okay? So each one in the corner, you've got some twist locks, so we've got to open them. And then there's 2 more up here because there's piled 3 high. Then we take this lashing off and this lashing off here. Okay, we go here, we've got to do it again. So open that, open that, open that. Open that. And the last 2 up here. Ooh, a bit nearer. And that one, and then that one. So it looks like we've got one more somewhere. Where is it? Where are you, you bastard? There they are. Right. 1, 2, 3. This is only piled 2 high. So, we've missed a twist lock somewhere. Close. Let's have a look down here. There we go. That's it. I must have undone this one by accident. That's it. So we've done 16 out of 20. So 4 more. That's that one. That one. That one. And then this. There we go. Now we've got 5 containers to unload. So we will swap to the crane. And we've got to load 1 on each lorry. So let's start with these near ones. So I'll try and load the help up. But there you go. That's the keys we use. I mean, I've pretty much remember them. So line that up. It sort of lights up in a square when you're pretty much lined up. Okay. A bit forward. Does swing. I'll tell you when this is tricky, when the sea's rough, because your ship's sort of going up and down and left and right. Right, let's load that onto the lorry. Ooh, so it stops swinging. There we go. There you go, that's gone green. So it's 1 out of 5. And in a lot of the missions, we've got to load them off the lorries onto the ship. Oh, fucked that up a bit, didn't I? Here it's scraping. That's better. If you don't raise it up enough, it smashes into that metal girder there. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, 1 more here. Then we got 2 more there. I was getting quite quick at this. Not quite. You can see actual lorries waiting on the corner if you've got a big load. See the next one pulling in. We've got to once we've raised this up high enough, the next one will pull in. There it is. Right, so 2 more. This one and the one under it. There we go, look. I'm making this look easy, ain't I? Actually, once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. You can't rotate it, so those lorries are a bit skew if it doesn't really matter. Oop, that's not quite right, is it? And if you try and grab the wrong container, or you haven't sort of taken the lashings and twist locks off, it will not let you lift it. There we go. Job done.
And that's a wrap. Awesome work. We got it done.
Yeah, thanks to you. Yeah, you were a great help.
We had a delivery scheduled before nightfall.
Adriana, don't be so tough on them.
But you said...
Fenchurch Street always makes me think of Monopoly. Risk was always my favourite ball game as a kid. And my brothers love playing Risk.
Forward to working with you again.
Thank you. I take full
Well,
responsibility.
whenever anyone
for the
pulled me
delay.
away from the chess
We'll
board,
be on time
that's
next
one
time,
game
I
I was
promise.
shit at, was chess.
Here's to
I mean, I know the rules, but I'm not very good at it at all. It's all about planning moves well in advance.
That went well enough. Thanks again for being
Look,
here.
there's me.
It felt just like old times. For me, at least.
What, getting bollocked by some woman with an attitude and a chip on her shoulder?
My offer
Yeah.
still stands. The jobs aren't letting up at all, and I could really use you here. We're going to go far, you and me. This is just the beginning.
Oh, he's creepy now, isn't he? Right, there we go. Now, I think this is where we now have our own ship. I think this is our ship now. Yeah, this is ours. So like, I can level it up, which costs 50. I've got 12,965. So the first thing I need to do is hire an engineer. So let's get a crew. Don't need an officer. I want an engineer. Inca Robinson, Christina White. Oh no, it's just Inca Robinson. So let's assign Inca. Don't know if it's a man or a woman. Who knows? Who fucking cares? Right. So Inca is now an engineer on the Herbert. So that means if I stock up on these. Yeah, I mean, my money's disappearing fast. Okay. We can upgrade all these. And we can even level up the ship. But we've got no money now. Next level up is 4,500, but we're down to our last 550 credits. This is where we can buy ships. That's the rib we can buy. That's certainly a hell of a lot faster. These voice actors are paying double to piss off. Yeah, they are not good. There's probably AI. A lot of games using AI voices now, which is so annoying. That's a speedboat. That's 15 grand. That's the tug. It tells you what they do. I don't know what this would do, really. Is that fishing? I don't know. Oh, that's the old fireboat. Yeah, so ship's on fire. Then, if you work for the Tide Guard, you can, and you've got one of these, you can go putting fires out. I still don't know what this one does. I think it's a police patrol boat. Because when you're in the Tide Guard, some of your missions, you've got to go and scan ships and check the cargo and the manifests and the logbooks. And if they're a bit naughty, you have to escort them to shore where they have to pay restitution for this lapse in compliance. Right, anyway, let's have a look on the journal. So we can do something for Teddy where we're in his ship, which is exactly the same as ours. We can do a ferry cargo delivery suit, Hellinghagen. That don't sound German. I don't know what it is. So where are we going to take this one? Around the focusing. Right, okay. Calls to several ports and sessions to unload. Load the freight, go to the first port, partially unload the freight, go to the next port, unload the freight. That's Teddy's. Let's come out the tablet for a minute. See how far Hellinghagen is. Just hover over here. What was that? That's Hellinghagen. That's a bit of a journey. I've got a feeling he'll want us to go maybe to here. Puntiug. Jesus Christ. Fenshine. Okay. Well, I don't think we have fast travel. Because like, if we plan waypoints... See that? There. See, that's how you plan your waypoints. So that we don't have any fast travel options. So wherever we're going, we've got to actually go all the way there. So the chats. I'm more of an RPG player than board games. Yeah, I enjoyed the old tabletop gaming, but I didn't get a chance to do it very often, which is annoying. Let's have a look on the old tablet. I'm not going to do that practice course in my ship. Let's do Teddy's delivery service. It gives us the most XP. Well, actually, this one does, but it's going to take us longer. Should we do it? Yeah, FPS nosedive when zoom. Yes, it did. It did here as well. Yeah, I noticed that. The mouse was very unresponsive. Right, we're going to do this one to get some more XP so we can get that fast travel unlocked.
Let's roll.
Okay, we can have a little chat on the way. Right, dock at the marked pier. That's over there. Right, okay. So we haven't got Teddy banging on about how great it is to be working together. So we've got to go. Let's have a look. Round behind us. Right. Okay, so we'll do a 360. Don't think we're actually anchored, are we? No, we're not. So we're just floating aimlessly. Well, I won't go full 90 degrees, otherwise we will smash our back into the Right, now do we go round this bit or not? Let's zoom in on the map. Yeah, we've got to go round there. Right. Round here, see, this is a bit faster than the tugboat. I mean, that was a slow old bucket, wasn't it? Yeah, we're heading in the right way. Good, good. Games Workshop still in Southend. I know it's closed down 2 or 3 months ago. Oh, kettle time, back in a sec. Yeah, Games Workshop, that was all Warhammer stuff, wasn't it? That was the British sort of answer to advanced D&D at the time, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, we can all blast away on the horn. Yeah, this is quite demanding on the old GPU. The fan of mine is going like an absolute jet engine at the moment. Right, so we're going to load some containers on to the ship and then we'll bugger off to wherever he wants us to take him, which we don't know yet. Right, so just along here. The good thing is, because we haven't got Teddy on board, then we haven't got that cringing voice acting either. I don't know what that noise was. Was that Lucosa's kettle boiling? Right, looks like we are heading to the one right at the end. This will be fun, trying to turn around without scraping the ship. Slow down a little bit. Oh, yeah. Need a bit more angle on it. That's it. Once we sort of our arrows right in a square, then we can auto dock. Because it hasn't reached 64 yet. I suppose it'll be close to 0 out of 10. What will? This game, probably 0 out of 10. I don't think it's his cup of tea. Right. There we go. Look, we're nearly in the docking square, and then we can just go like that. Right, let's check. Oh. Right. We're all right on hull and everything else like that. Okay, we're good. This is his ship, so... Actually, no, it looks like it's my ship. Okay, that's fine. Right. Oh yeah, this is the Hellingharden one. Right, okay, so I've got to load 2 containers, secure them up. And then we got... Yeah, the route leads overland. Yeah, that's those waypoint things. I'll clear those off in a minute. Right, let's load these up. Right, there's our first truck. That's swinging like a pendulum in the pit and the pendulum. Right, we can choose pretty much anywhere to put them on here. I always like putting them somewhere where I'll remember, quite close, so we'll put them here, one on top of the other, yeah? On the floor here. Come on, go green. That's it. Okay, so there's only 2. We'll have them locked, loaded on and locked on very quickly. I'm too stupid to play in simulators, but I enjoy watching. Now this one's pretty simple at the moment. Yeah, I've taken a mission and I'm loading the containers off the lorry onto the boat, or the ship. So the opposite of what we did when we finished that other mission. Oh, and I'm gonna... I have swung a container into another container before. Sparks were flying everywhere. Oh, is that green? Going green? No, it's not. Now it is. Right, we're loaded. Right, so let's secure them. We'll close that one. So we only got to do 4 each side because they're not piled up in a pile of 3. I don't know if you can pile higher than 3. I've never tried.
Short distance today. That has its advantages too.
Short, is it, eh? We'll see about that. She does randomly say some things and it's on a repeating cycle. Okay. Right, let's just remove these waypoints. This route leads overland. Well, I haven't planned the waypoints, have I? Let's... How do I clear the route? X. Escape. Yeah, directly it will lead overland, but this won't. Okay, right, we'll undock. Okay, and let's get out of here. We'll just slightly turn that way. Not much, otherwise the back of the ship will hit the wall. And then we straighten up. And we do that until we get enough clearance at the back. And then once we do, we can turn it a little bit more. Don't know if this is the right way to do it. It's just the way I've found to do it. See, now we're getting further from the wall now. So let's get a bit further from it. So we can't go too far. Look, we're in a dead end here. See, keep that distance from the wall. Put a bit of speed. There. That's how you do it. And straighten up. So now we'll go to Hellinghagen. Sounds like a bottle of cheap German white sweet wine that you'd buy for a £5 in Tesco or something. So once this is done, I'm going to be recording the next TSC route vid. So do I do the run in the decent train or the run in the crap train? Depends how long it is. If it's a short one, you could do it in both. Yeah, this is really simplified stuff. This ship simulator equipment. Yeah, it is. At the moment, it is. There's no denying that. Right, let's check on this map. So get to the end of there, then we go to 90 degrees out there, and then we've got to go to wherever that Helling Garden there. Oh god, it's around there. Right, okay. So we'll see if we can cut across here and go down there. It's not a short distance. Right, I'm going full throttle. Yeah, this is as fast as we go. I've got plenty of fuel on board. Alright, checking my phone. Someone's died. Martin somebody who wrote for the Daily Express. Martin Townsend. Not a fan of the Express, for obvious reasons. Glad they don't say passengers on their mobiles, they better not incorporate them either. Yeah, well, out there doing selfies. Or do I call them lonelies? Right, okay, let's turn. Turn too sharp. So this ship's got 3 engines by the looks of it. Or 3 propellers anyway. And we'll head out to the open sea. Right, all my lights on. No. Oh, now. There they are. When you're working for the old Tide Guard, you got to check all the ship you search in. You have to check all their lights are functioning properly. So I think if we check the tablet while we're going out, let's have a look at my profile. See, next level unlocks fast travel, anchor watcher. Oh, that's the banner, yeah. Fisherman's beanie, sweatshirt, yeah, it's just clothes and things. But the fast travel is what I want. Don't think I'm going to get it with this mission. I hope. I mean, I think this is going to take us about 15-20 minutes to get there, I think. So, depending on the time, it may have to be our last one tonight. So, there's a Brentford currently leading West Ham, eh? West Ham have had a terrible season, haven't they?
It's easy to lose your sense of scale on a ship like this.
Yeah, see, at the moment, yeah, she just comes out with random crap like that. Then she'll say a couple of other things, and then she'll say exactly that again. Her attitude's a bit better now, though, isn't it? Right. Oh, ran out of squash now. Right, don't tell the crew or the passengers. I'm just going to have to leave the helm to pour a glass of Coke. Right. Okay. Current Spurs manager left Brentford and the previous manager sacked last weekend. Oh, the old Forest manager, yeah. Right, how far is this? It's going to be 12 miles. This is going to be a bit of a journey. About a quarter of an hour it's going to take, I think. Right. Oh, God, that's cold. Ooh. Right, so we will try and go the shortest route we can. So we'll make a little turn here. Thomas Frank deserved better than shitty Spurs. Yeah, well, no one deserves Tottenham. Last season they really weren't that far out of relegation, were they? Them and Man United. Couldn't have happened to two more deserving teams, could it? Right, so we levelled up our binoculars, didn't we? So let's have a go on them. There we go. Look at that. Starting to get light outside now. That water looks good, doesn't it? You need your binoculars when you're finding ships to scan, when you're working for the Coast Guard. Nottingham Forest had previous measures. Has he gone to West Ham already? Fucking hell. Oh, at least he was he's greeted with a potential loss, Brentford. But Brentford aren't to be sniffed at, actually. They beat us more than we beat them. Home and away. Okay, just make a few course corrections there. I've not tried getting an officer to steer the ship yet, but obviously when you use the fast travel, you don't really need that. Portsmouth, yours? No, Chelsea. Portsmouth are a team I keep a very close eye on. So I lived there for many years. Being a Chelsea supporter is far more emotionally draining. But it's Portsmouth and Southampton in the same division now, so they can have a bit of a tear up a couple of times a year. You know, West Ham was at Spurs for a few games around. Oh, right, okay. See, I'm being Chelsea. I'm not a huge fan of Tottenham for obvious reasons. Being a Chelsea supporter is far more emotional. You should be a fucking QPR supporter. Yeah, but I know, but you're sort of consistently sort of not brilliant. I'm not going to say shit because I wouldn't say you're that shit. But you don't expect miracles from QPR, mind you. You'd expect them to beat fucking Millwall, wouldn't you? So I worked out where I live, the closest team to me as the crow flies is Millwall. And that's my dad's team as well. But I'm still not going to support them. I think it's Millwall, Chelsea, Fulham and Palace. Charlton's just slightly further out. Let's see, Wasps and Jason Robinson World Cup medal. Ah. I lived briefly in East Acton, which was right around the corner from Loftus Road. Didn't live there very long though, it was fucking horrible. So it's static on the radio. I've upgraded this, but I can only make an SOS call. Right, well, we got just under 11 nautical miles to go. Yeah, right around the corner. Yeah, Wormwood Scrubs, isn't it? Yeah. And from the flat I was at, I could see the tower block they used for Nelson Mandela House external shots, which is in Acton. People say it's Harlech Tower. It's not. It's the one right next to it, which looks exactly the same. The only good thing about living there is quite easy to get to Stamford Bridge. As you get on the old Central line to Shepherd's Bush, or the bus there, and then get the overground to Imperial Wharf. Yeah, Lampard United, yeah. Yes, isn't quite as fast as a class 201, is it? However, I'm not going to get stopped at a red signal. I haven't seen a lot of shipping lane marker buoys at all. Maybe they haven't put them in yet. Right, so what I plan to do, I'll probably once we've unloaded this, well, docked and unloaded this cargo, I'll probably end the stream there. And if anyone wants to see some more of this, I will use my other save where I've progressed a little bit further. We can do the fast travel, and I've got a couple of different ships in my fleet to do different sort of jobs. Tell you what, they also need to get the wipers working. I don't think they work at all on this. No, there's not even a switch for them. There's a searchlight on as well. Interesting. That's the throttle there then. Right, let's correct the course a bit. You always happy to watch your live streams when you roll? Yeah, I don't do them enough as I should. But yeah. So yeah, the next one I'll do of this will be at a fast travel through the the open sea areas. So we'll get rocked about a bit. I'd like to carry on with the old Carrier Command Gaia mission as well, because that was quite fun. That difficult, but it was fun. Right, if I leave that like that, I shouldn't drift off too much. I'm not quite centered on the rudder. Oh, it is a bit. There we go. I'll center it. Well, we can check on the map where we are. Okay, we're here. And we've got to get... Oh, we're going to have to go... Yeah, we're going to have to go around this headland here, aren't we? Look at these. Once we get to where we're supposed to go... So let's do some waypoints and stick to them. Yeah. So we will go here. Then here. And then here. Okay, so if we stick to that, then we will be okay. Right, so we can see in our map or our compass down the bottom right. Otherwise we're just going to ground the ship into the land. Right, there we go. We can't see the waypoints on our HUD, but right, so yeah, that was an interesting chat about Thunderbirds earlier. So, for those who can remember the episodes, what's your favourite? I'm just trying to find the bottle of liquid for the vape. I don't think there was a huge amount of episodes made. I think it was only 2 seasons worth. So yeah, if you can remember, from what you can remember, what was your favourite? Is an autopilot feature available for larger ships? Well, you've got the fast travel. You plot a route like I have, and you can click fast travel, and it will just follow your waypoints very quickly. But you've got to unlock that. Once I've done this mission, I'll be just short of it. But I imagine you can hire officers as crew. Maybe they could do this as well. They could follow the route. You can just wander around the ship. God, the fire button's actually bollocks on this. I need to replace the thing. See, we're drifting off course a bit. Let's have a look. Has our engineer used any of our stuff yet? No, he hasn't. See, look, we do. Just sailing in the sea, we can, our durability and hull condition can actually deteriorate. Favourite Thunderbirds episode, The Mighty Atom, for one big reason. That was the one, the Hood was in it. And wasn't it to do with him trying to sabotage nuclear power stations in Australia? And he actually stole a little camera, a little sort of security camera that was built into a model mouse that was able to scurry around and film everything and hide. I haven't seen that one for ages. I might watch that tonight, actually. That's the one. I can't think of your favourite bit about it. All I remember at the end, he when he got his pictures out of the mouse and he downloaded them, they're all pictures of Penelope looking absolutely scared out of her wits. So only episodes feature 5 Thunderbirds and all major characters. Ah, okay. What was Thunderbird 4 used for in that? The underwater one. Scrap what I said about the Wasps. I thought they ground share with the footy teams called Coventry Building Society Arena. Sounds grand, but probably shite. Yeah, Coventry Reebok Stadium or something it was, or something like that, wasn't it? What was Thunderbird 4 and 3 used for in the Mighty Atom? I cannot remember for the life of me. God, getting a bit of glare off the old currant bun here, aren't we? We're making some progress. Thunderbird 4 used to destroy the seawater intake at the reactor. Right. Ah, yes. Yeah. I'm drifting off course here. Thunderbird 3 only appears briefly as Alan arrives at Thunderbird 5 for his stint. Oh, yes, yeah. That didn't happen very often, did it? Because, what's his name? Jerry Anderson hated the John character, so I preferred to leave him up in Thunderbird 5 out of the way. Did you like Team America? Oh, that was the... What was that? The South Park creators' spoof of it. Team America World Police or something. Yeah, it was actually quite funny. I remembered it when it came out. That was, yeah. Actually quite funny how they did that. So yeah, the ship is rocking around now. So look, random musical cues for no reason. Matt Stone and Trey Parker, wasn't it? The people who did Team America. He hated the John puppet, so always had him stuck at the station. Yeah. I don't get why you give the youngest, sort of almost teenage one, Alan, in charge of probably the most difficult thing to fly, which is a space rocket. Never understood that. Doing on the old map. Oh, yeah, we're making some progress. Just keep following the waypoints. Never saw Team. Oh, I think you can find it on YouTube now. It's quite old now. Yeah, complete sort of spoof of Thunderbirds. Thunderbird 2 was always a star, yeah. Yeah, yeah, very versatile, wasn't it? We all used to guess what pod number would be in the episode. I don't think what my favourite episode would be. I quite like the Imposters one, where you had a couple of criminals who pretended to be international rescue and faked a rescue on something that they set up in order to tunnel into a secret base underground base, and steal some plans and secret weapons. And you had, apart from Lady Penelope, you actually got introduced to some other field agents. And there was a hillbilly one. So it featured Lady Penelope, all the Thunderbird craft, and it also had a space rescue as well. Because the government thought that International Rescue had actually stolen the plans, not the imposters. So they're trying to track them from space to see where their base was. And one of the people in the tracking station got marooned in space. Yeah, well, please use an effect very similar to supermarination. Yeah, I can't remember if they actually use proper puppets or they use CGI but made to look like the puppets. I can't remember now. I might have to, something else I might have to rewatch. There was one episode where Thunderbird 1 crashes in the desert, comes across a pyramid with some weird aliens in it. Yeah, that was bizarre, that one. I think they reused a lot of stuff from Stingray in that. Clips I've seen, I'm sure that actual puppets, not CGI. Okay. That makes sense, I suppose. God, this is a long old voyage. So yeah, if it wasn't for the unlocking of the fast travel, you know, I think, and this was like the bulk of the game, just steering the ship for ages and ages with not a lot to see, then yeah, although that's real life, I'd definitely lose a bit of interest. I tend to see the same clip over and over thanks to watching Critical Drinker vids. Okay. I don't think I've seen any of his or known about them, or realised I'm watching. I can see some the headland in the distance there. Over there. Could that be land? Yeah, it was quite funny. Team America. Complete piss take. Not just of Thunderbirds, but a complete piss take of America as well. Flag waving and all that. Right. So yeah, so you've had my favourite Thunderbirds one. I always like ones that feature the hood. I think he's great. Oh, to get more speed out of it when he steals a plane that blows up. That was in the Martian Invaders episode. Yes, come on, I really want to get this bloody fast travel. The thing is, you have the option, you only fast travel on where you've set waypoints. So if you want to do a bit of sort of navigating and hand steering, then you can. But if you want to quickly bang out missions to get some credits to buy other ships, then you really have got to use the fast travel. Yeah, we've been lucky with the weather on this. I've done a couple of missions on my other save where yeah, the waves have been all over the place. It's been windy, stormy, lashing on the ship. See, it keeps trying to turn me left. So I'll just overcorrect there, and it should centre us up. Yeah, what she's doing there. Right, so I think we're not far from passing that. We're getting to the headland area there, then we can turn in towards the actual target. Suddenly driving the Class 205 doesn't seem so slow. Yeah. Or the 506 with its shitty windscreen. Yes. Yeah, there's not a lot to see when you're out in the ocean, is there? That's why you get random music cues that seem like they belong when you complete a mission. Yeah, driving the rib's quite fun, in half fast. And it bounces you all over the place. Yeah, look, we're just coming to the top of that. So what I'll do, I'll try and sort of hug the coast as we go round, so at least we can see some stuff. So if I turn in a bit. What is annoying is there's no speedo. I've got no idea how fast I'm actually travelling. Oh yes, I have 16.3 knots. It's in the yeah, bottom right, above the gauges with the oil level, coolant level, and all that. Right, there we go. Look, we can see some coast now. So we'll sort of go round the coast. We'll try not to ground the ship. So we've got a sonar thing there, so we can see how deep the seabed is. Yeah, 15.9 knots now. So the old current affects us. But I'm cutting corners now, so we can get there a bit quicker. But yeah, the throttle is up full. Oh, back up to 16.2, yeah. What's that in miles an hour? It's probably about 11, isn't it? I think there's more knots to a mile an hour. Right, we're all right depth-wise. I don't want to run aground, though. Oh, I can't wait to get in and unload this shit. .9 nautical miles. Right, I reckon about 10 minutes we'll be there. That's about 18.5 miles an hour. Okay, interesting. So it might be about 15 minutes then. Yeah, you know, I've played flight sim games which often use knots. I still have not worked out how to convert it, or nautical miles to miles either. Right, as soon as we get round the tip of that, 1 knot is 1.15. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's still a bit too hazy to see much. It's trees and shit. But we're getting a bit closer. Yeah, unfortunately this is, until you have got to the next level, this is the bulk of the gameplay if you're doing cargo runs. But it only takes 2 or 3 and then you can do the fast travel. And it's much easier, but you just got to make sure you don't do what I did and forget to top your fuel tanks up when you're in port. Because you don't want to be stranded, you know, far even to swim. You have to call SOS and they come out and tow you. Right, there we go, look. We are heading in the right direction now. Obviously it'll be a lot quicker once we're facing that direct when we get past the tip here. But yeah, we keep, because of the currents, we do keep drifting left. How are we doing on this? Right, okay, not bad. We've upgraded that, haven't we? Right, so we'll be quite close to that tip there, so let's watch the depth. So that, it's almost like a spit, isn't it? Yeah, look. Oh, we've got to be a little bit careful here. I think I'll give it a bit of a wider berth. Then we can start turning towards the port once we're over this. Yeah, it is quite shallow there. Oh look, we've you can see it on the depthometer or whatever the fucking thing's called. Oh, we're a bit close to. Oh no, we're all right. All right. Yeah, could have swum to the shore, dived off. Right, let's start do the last 6 miles without having to avoid anything. And go straight there. Yeah, so yeah. That was cutting it a bit fine. Yeah, I think my keel dug a trench. There you go, Lucosa. I told you it'd be a flawless game. I'd actually lose my licence for not sticking to the shipping lanes, but because there's none defined, fuck 'em. Anyway, at least we're heading direct now to where we want to go. Oh, we're going to have another little bit of coast there, but we'll just be a bit careful, and then we just get to the end of that, straight in. We actually got some waves. We have. Interesting looking beach there. Quite green, didn't it? What's that over there? Yeah. Feels like we are going at a reasonable speed when you're this close to the coast. Anyway, I thought of a question early when we were discussing the Jerry Anderson shows. At least we're not crashing through level crossing barriers, knocking cars out of the way. Yeah, that was the last video. I actually just ploughed straight for a bus, didn't I? Well, one of the recent ones. Yeah, the question was Terrorhawks, which was in the 80s. That didn't use Super Mario Nation. You never saw the puppet's feet. They had a different name for it. Was it Super Macronation or something like that? Takes a high degree of skill to manage that. What? What, when the DLC's bugged and the traffic crosses through the railway crossings, even with the barriers down? Yeah. The train doesn't even notice it, does it? Oh, and obviously I've gone through tunnels and smashed straight through solid rock. Done that a couple of times. Jesus Christ, look at my depth.
It's easy to lose your sense of scale on a ship like this.
Yeah, alright. Sit there in your fucking ivory tower. Super Macronation, yeah, they were hand puppets. Well, their heads are so big. Right, okay. Yeah, and you never saw the legs. Fireball XL5, yeah, that was Jerry Anderson. That was back in the old black and white days, wasn't it? Fireball XL5, I think. I know there was a sort of Tony Christie type song all about Fireball XL5. Right, I think I've got away without running aground. Yeah, we've still got plenty of fuel. We've not used any of our spares yet. Obviously, in my ship, we level it up and look after it, unlike that fucking idiot who we worked with on the previous mission. I think one of Jerry Anderson's first ones was Supercar, and I think that was a bit rubbish, from what I remember. I saw a documentary and showed a few clips of it. Now, there was one that mixed puppets and live action, where a guy who works with a priest or something, and he's a secret agent, and he shrinks himself down. That was a Jerry Anderson one. I can't remember what it was called, though. And there was a live action one as well, wasn't there? We had the moon base and all that. It's looking a little bit choppy out there, isn't it? Oh, our depth is still pretty terrible. Oh yeah, it is. Let's head over this way. We're not even that near the coast. Space 1999, yeah. Where are we on the map? Yeah, look, we're heading out into the open water. So it should be getting deeper. I think his first was Four Feather Falls, then Super. Ah, right, okay. Look at that. Pff, that was a close one there. Well, we don't seem to be getting any deeper. Well, the first series of Space 1999 was great. The second series was pants. Secret Service, yes, that's the one. That was good. A bit cheesy, but good. We actually had people being killed in that as well.
We're pros at enjoying the weather and still being productive.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the weather. Oh, we've leveled up. Oh, we've unlocked fast travel. Right, let me just show you how it works. Okay, so we will open the map up. Let's go to waypoint planning and clear off what we've got, and then we will do a waypoint right to here, and then we click fast travel. There you go, you can see all your resource consumption and everything. Yeah, we're now in Hellingharden. Okay, we are here. We've got to get over to there, which is half a mile. So let's crank the throttle up. Which is best, Space 99 or 1999 or Blake 7? Yeah, Blake 7. I might rewatch Blake 7 again. God, my watch list is getting huge. All I need is every 48 hours in a day instead of just a mere 24. Right, look at all that smokestack over there. Let's have a little look through the bins. It's nice. Nice realistic looking scenery. There's a tug there. Ooh, I think I've oversteered there a bit. Star Trek original series, yeah. Original is one of my favourite all-time shows. Right, let's just wait until we get into the old centre here. And we are docked. Right. Let's just... we've only got 2 containers to unload. So... let's quickly get those unshackled. Remember where I put them. Oh, where are they? Ah, here they are. Right. I've opened the wrong one. Yes, I have. That's the one. That's the one. I'll just pop around the other side. It's making all that racket. Is there a ship near us? I can't see it at the moment. We'll have a look in a sec. Oh, that's that lot done. Still can't see. Right, nothing out there. Yeah, so maybe it's this boat's just noisy. Right, okay, so let's switch to the crane. Next Generation has not aged particularly well. Not really, no. They went all out for special effects, which are good in the late 80s, early 90s. But they relied a lot more on the special effects than the original series did. The original series had some quite thought-provoking storylines, didn't they? Right, first container. Let's chuck that onto a lorry. Right out the bloody way. Oop, swinging this all over the place like a fucking Olympic hammer. trick is, raise it a little bit and then go to where your next crate is, which is over here, and the lorry will stop near you when you raise it up, so you don't have so far to crane the thing. There you go. Found that out by accident. I'm in trouble lining this one up. Not going green, is it? That's it. Oh, had it then. No. Because the boat's moving. Got it. You can switch camera angles like that if it helps you. Get the ones around the side. See? That'll be line it up a bit more. But it's swinging all over the place. Right, this is it, and then we will complete this mission. As always, you were the one who was screaming at me in the first mission because matey's ship was a piece of crap. Oh, this one annoys me. Well done, pal. Right. So let's switch back to our ship. So what we'll do, we'll just head back up to the bridge. Right, okay, so now we're here, we will just bring up our tablet. These are the missions that are available here. Ferry cargo to Liechtenstein. Yeah, okay, well. Not worried about that at the moment. Okay, right, so let's, yeah, our durability took a bit of a whack there, but it's not going to cost us a lot. And the hull and the fuel. Okay, so I'm not going to level up yet. Just to save up a little bit more, but we can buy a rib if we wanted to. So again, and upgrade the radio. I'm not that fussed about it at the moment. Okay, so we've got our crew. He's assigned, isn't he, or she? So you can remove them from one boat and put them on another one. So, yeah. Right, okay, well, looking at the time, we've been at it near 2 hours and 40 minutes. So, yeah, apologies for the sort of tediousness of that last mission, but there's no avoiding it. To unlock that fast travel, you've got to put up with the yeah, full-length realistic sailing, but not anymore. Okay, so yeah, next time if anyone wants to see this, I'll use my other save where I've unlocked a bit more. We can see some different types of missions and jobs we can do with different boats. So yeah, thanks for coming, Chris and Ray, and anyone else who's been watching, and we will see you on the next one.